basically what we want you guys to do is share your expertise. This is a Tuesday Talk About, so we want to answer your questions, but I also have some preloaded questions up here just in case there wasn't, you can't think of anything to ask, but I'm sure you guys can. But so basically what I wanted to do is have you guys introduce yourselves, so the panel, introduce yourself, share with us a video example. You may have one or two examples, and why are you using videos? What are the benefits to the students for the videos? What would the benefits of faculty be to use videos in their classroom? And then what do students like about the videos? And then what are the pros and cons? And then lastly is lessons learned. What would you do differently with some of the videos that you're currently using? So those are some questions that I have. You may want to use those. And then also, anyone in the audience, if you've got questions to ask the panel, go ahead. So our panel is Miguel, Fernandez, Mary McLaughlin, Mary Zimmer, and John Garza. So those are the people on our panel today. So I would like to welcome them, and we're going to go ahead, come on in. We're going to go ahead and have Miguel kick it off.
All right, thank you for having me here. I use video in a few different ways for some of the courses, both in person as well as online. ENH 110, which is Intro to Literature, it's a literature course, not a film, but the flavor I teach is for business students. And business students hate literature, as a generalization, more than any other group. So I use videos, ads, links, YouTube as a primer to get them interested, to say, okay, I understand narrative form through video, and to think an ad so that it's like, okay, it's not irrelevant, just another requisite to get out of the way, which is kind of the attitude, about 90% there. And I have them, of course, do stories, short stories to learn the terminology and work, and then they go on to novels, plays, and other things. And besides the straightforward homework, which is papers, essays, short answer, on the discussion boards, I have them answer things by using video clips, and things of that nature, because it's familiar, and it allows them to put in all their senses to understand what they're trying to figure out with regards to literature and application. So each week has different themes, different terminology, different levels. It starts very basic and then gets much more intense, and let me actually go to the discussion group. So those are the modules, and in discussions, I'm just going to go really quick. Homework 8, this is the latest. So here they're studying irony, dramatic, situational, and verbal. What are the differences and how they're used? And they have to email me the regular homework, straightforward literature stuff, but they also have to come up with clips that demonstrate the different forms of irony. And they can do funny, they can do insider, satire, emotional. And it just is a nice warm-up, especially with each other giving comments as to, okay, now I really see it, what I'm supposed to hunt for in a class. So the two ways I've used it, and I'll talk about English 102 first. I use it kind of as a warm-up and extra credit. Students can create, when they do the big thesis for the papers, I have them create, as extra credit, a 1 to 2 minute trailer for what the thesis is. This helps get people in the mood and warm them up and get through there. I use Camtasia Studio, which is really, really quick to figure out and use. The stuff I'm going to show you, and pretty much every video except for long-term stuff or stuff that's 100% fully created, you can do in about 15 minutes or less once you understand the program. And that's about the right time limit. It's got a 30-day free trial. They have for Mac or PC. The Mac version, Education, 75. The regular 179. It is probably the best investment I found, because it allows you to drag and drop anything. And I've done stuff with 10 tracks of video, audio, and everything mixed in. I don't have to worry about the technical stuff. So what I'm going to talk about is that in a little bit. And then for the intro to literature for business students, they're going to be creating videos or links. And has everyone here heard about Vines videos, those short, little 8 to 10? There's an excellent tool called Cubes. It's basically the same thing. It's an online video editor for free. that takes up to 10 seconds of video, any clip up to 10 seconds, up to 10 different videos, and allows them to mix, match, and remix and create a mashup, which is perfect for kind of our students, and add a soundtrack of their choosing and some effects. And it's all done online, so I've had students do this probably the day of the class when the assignment is due on a phone, on a laptop, on a tablet, and it's no cost. So I'm going to show you that too in a little bit. But first, with regards to English 102. So, okay, you've got your thesis. I have a few categories just to make sure there's no controversy that comes up. When they do their trailer, if they're going to do one for extra credit, and this is a model, they have to tell me if it's satire, insight, or problem, and they also give it a rating. I have had people do R+, and then suddenly it becomes an issue. So part of the lesson is how to edit that R+ out in the clip if they're set on using it. So I'll show you a little bit about that too. So here was the thesis. Fast food is heavily responsible for the obesity problem in the US. The title, which should be a creative take on that. And I'm going to show you the video of that. So this is the demo of what they can do for it. So does this have audio on here?
It should. I don't know how loud it's going to be.
So did a student do this?
No, this is my model for
Oh,
them.
but
And
the students.
correct, they can do one for extra credit. I keep it as extra credit because it's more of a warm-up enhancement tool than anything else. Just clear that. All right, so they've got to create, let me put this big, that's perfect volume. A little call out, which in Camtasia is real easy to do. You can also import stuff from PowerPoint, even Microsoft Word, real easy. Where did they get the source, which then comes into a conversation about works cited and all the other stuff. And this is the video. So, fighting fast food. So here is a video about fighting fast food. So this is like a trailer to what their thesis is about. And then they have to explain to the class what's going on. So here's a guy fighting for that need to have hamburgers. The obsession with exercise. We talk about the Carl's Jr. ads with the sexism and connection there. Fast food is everywhere. It's tempting. It's going to beat you up. There it's going to assassinate someone. That's a clip over an R-rated part. But you can fight back.
Don't eat it! Kill the car! Kill the processed meat! Kill the calories!
Okay. So now they have to explain what are they doing. Instead of a written proposal of what they're going to cover on their paper, they explain the trailer. It's going to cover argument this, this, and this. It's going to talk about the addictive qualities of fast food, that it's everywhere and available cheaply, and come all the way to the conclusion where it's people are fighting back and how do you make that trendy. So it gives them a sense of how they should think about the paper in a big way with a video kind of connection. And with regards to how it's made, this took 7 minutes to make once I had already selected the stuff. So I'm just going to show you basically a screen capture of Camtasia, which is what I used. So this is Camtasia, and very, very simple to use. The more complicated stuff is hidden away. Clip bin, you can drag in anything you want. JPEGs, GIFs, meme, pictures, any kind of video format, audio, and then it maps it into tracks. And then you literally can edit it into anything and any way you want. So here I go, I select, okay, I've got one image, one video, and then the audio comes later. You drag, it automatically classifies and tells you if it will work or not. What's great about this program is it'll mix formats. You got an AVI and an MP4, it doesn't care. Drags it, and then you can plug it into here. Drag it to the track. A few questions about size and things like that. And now you can visually mess with this in any way. You can drag it around on the time for the track. You can watch a little bit of it. Okay, I don't want that piece, I want to edit that out. Real simple. Select, delete. You can split, you can add audio at certain parts, you can do all kinds of things that you learn very quickly. Call outs, so you can make comments, captions, all kinds of things. And let me just fast forward a little bit. So here I am, and okay, so what if I wanted to comment on here? I can drag that around. What if I want it before? Fine, I just cut that, create it as a different track. You can create as many tracks as you want, I think something like 50, and then just put pieces of what you want where you want it. So I want just that piece. I'll move a segment and drag it around. And what's great is at any point, when you're still fiddling with it, you can just play it, see how it looks, see how it comes out. Again, you can also alter volume. So if you've got volume, you have your recording from your voice, which you can do from a phone. You've got music or something in the background. You can automatically normalize, which means it gives it all the same volume level. You can make stuff stand out by making it louder or less loud. Remember I was talking about how do you edit out R-rated content? Well, this had a scene here that wouldn't work. Let me just go forward a little bit. And I said, well, just put a little image or ad over the piece you want. And it's as easy as dragging it, finding where the video plays, and putting it over it. So just move forward. Then once you've got it all how you want it, you play it. And then the last thing you do, you like what you have. This entire first draft was in about 7 minutes. Real simple. Produce. You choose the option produce. Produce to YouTube, and it directly uploads it. Produce it to an MP4 video. You put it wherever you want. So you can put it on a flash drive or your local. And small, large, medium, high quality, whatever you need. Camtasia does that really, really easily and well. And since this is for extra credit, I'm not concerned if students aren't going to use Video Maker or what it is. It's that option.
And anybody who's a Mac user, I don't know if you noticed the price difference between the PC
Yes.
version and the Mac version. The Mac version's cheaper because it's not as robust. But I've used it and it does a lot of the same, call out features, or you can pan or you can zoom in, so I've used that as well.
Now here's a direct use as part of an assignment. Okay, so this is a lesson from Intro to Literature. They have to find a video or create a video as part of the assignment. Active learning, do they understand the terminology? Do they understand, can they show it used in their own kind of creative work? So this one, which is the example, and students come up with all kind, I'm going to use a cat internet video, plenty of cats, pretty safe, to explain the literary term epiphany and the theme, because it's a business themed, of existential angst of being a clock watcher, person that's stuck at work, can't wait for work to end, that is the be-all, end-all of their life. When they've read this, when they're going through this assignment, they've just read T.S. Eliot's Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, and they're going to start Kafka's Hunger Artist. So they're getting pretty sophisticated now. This is about the 7th week. And Coup is great. Literally just needed to put some stuff with some music, use that. But before they're allowed to make the video, they have to answer some questions. This is the discussion part and how to use it. So I've got music, I've got video, they're going to make comments. So the first question would be something like, how does the visual narrative in the video mirror, enhance, change, build, or deepen the reveal? That's the story. So now they understand what story is, plot, character, setting, and how that works. Comment on how this works for this satirical video. And what are the emotional effects, the writerly effects, tone, mood, how the reader completes the text. So this is analysis of literature, but before they go to try it on a paper, or more likely look it up on Spark Notes or Cliff Notes, they're going to have to mess with a video. And some of the lyrics, I want them to choose 3 and comment how it relates to that theme. This is from the Tears for Fears Mad World song with a cat video. Compare, contrast. And it goes back to, well, the poem. I have them actually answer stuff, and I tell them, read the questions twice and then watch the video.
Right.
So that they can come back and then comment it. The main, or the kind of the bait and switch is this. If you just give them an assignment to read, they're going to Google it, find the answers, give you what they think you want to hear. because I make them compare it to a video that's not going to be commented out there. They actually have to make an effort at active learning, because they can't use what's on the Spark Notes, because there's no Spark Notes for the cat stuff. And it just forces them to think about it. So it's kind of a bait and switch. Here's a funny cat video. Here's the story you have to read. Oh, okay. I even make a comment here. If confused or want to double check, or we're going to use these any way to cheat in class, you can look up everything on Wikipedia or Spark Notes. So I disarm that already. And what happens is they actually pay attention. So they're looking at epiphany, having a moment of realization. And the theme is kind of worker burnout, the existential angst of that. So this is the video, created in about 3 minutes with Cube. I found a video, I applied an effect, a zoom effect, and you add a sound, and this is what you get. Notice the gray cat there? So Cube's literally a loop of like 3 seconds of video. Okay, so you go, oh, going nowhere. I see the poor cat. It's not fitting in, just like a worker.
So you're closing, you're doing the close-up
zoom.
on this one particular camera.
Exactly. And you can add captions to music to make it stick out so they can remember. But I want them to do it on paper so that they're
Right.
registering that. So they've learned all the literary terminology. What's happening narratively? Well, how's the writer getting you sad? How's the writer getting you to focus on the main character? What's different? What's the setting? They know all that. I want them to visualize and apply it to something
Right.
before they go and attack the real pests of literature where they'll be tempted to go to Spark Notes.
Awesome.
They play this for a minute, have their laugh. I had one girl get really sad about the cat and start crying. It's like, the cat's so lonely. They're all licking the windows and this cat's not.
Right.
Okay. And so 1 minute there. Okay, and then they go back to the questions. They deal with them, and now they got to create their own video or create a link. Now, not everyone can create a video or link. So I have a grading scale that changes. Let me just go back to that, and then I'll explain the images here. So, plain paper scene analysis. They're just doing the straightforward literature. Here's your grade, 0 to 100, based on a rubric. Okay, you're going to add a YouTube link with commentary and answer all those questions on literature. 1.1. Here's a little extra credit. How meaningful is it for the grade? Almost nothing, but students will kill, the cat for 1 point of extra credit. And, we got an overachiever or someone who hates literature but wants to be creative. Okay, create a video with voiceover and stuff. And sure.
Can you share this with us, or can we put it up on,
Yep.
put the document up so that people can look?
Yep, I got it all there, so I can just send you a link
Okay.
on your classroom, and it's all there.
Because I want to make sure that John got a chance to jump in, and then we still have to.
Okay, and then that's it. And then for some, I just let them do images. So what represents existential angst? Really, I'm fine. Mickey Mouse with a gun and a bottle. Pursuing individualism to the point of isolation. Okay, going back to cat. And then the memes that everyone posts, the feel happy stuff.
Yeah.
So the main thing is to reinforce the material by getting them into something familiar.
Right.
And everyone shares on social media and stuff videos. Here's this cute video.
Yeah. And it clearly didn't have to be a ton of points.
Absolutely.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit to tempt them. And then again, for discussions, they've got to post stuff. And identify which kind of irony was this. And I got everything from Family Guy videos to anything else. And it all works. So that's kind of it.
Okay.
So let me log off.
I got a question, Miguel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we have access as faculty to these programs to start working with them, or do we have to?
Cube, yes. Cube is free and online. And there's tons of other editors for Windows native or Mac that are available that some come installed. I like Camtasia just because it's fast.
Do you use PC or Mac?
You're all
I
good.
have PC.
Okay, because we're going to do Windows Movie Maker.